Your live Sbtalksports Sean Webb, real takes over fake debates. What's going on, Sean? It is Friday, and it's the favorite day of the week.
Yes. How you doing today, brother?
Oh man, chilling, man. It's Friday, man. Can't complain. It's just another Friday. We balling out, having fun. Man.
Yeah.
How about you, man?
Oh man, I'm here, man. Every day you get a chance to wake up is a blessing, man. So
Mhm. Yeah, enough. Also, anybody watching the stream, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. And if you're tired, always put an order in at Swift Energy. Go to swiftenergy.gg. Use code RTOFD to get 20% off every time you order. So, besides the sponsorships in the way, let me move this out the way, Sean. I'm gonna get it. I'm doing it tomorrow because it finally happened during time. We have there gonna be something like that. Breaking news coming to you live right off bat here at the Real Takes Over Faith Debates show. Mark Pope has been named head coach of the Kentucky Wildcats men's basketball team. So I did a little bit of research where I'm looking at him right now. He's a former Kentucky player. He was on the 1996 championship team.
Yeah.
And I don't know where he coaching. I'm looking at his bio right here on my the other laptop. Right.
He was at BYU before for the last 5 years.
So he was at BYU for the last 5 years. Now he gets a chance to go back to Kentucky, where he won the championship at.
Yeah.
Salutes 30 here. But Sean, that's not even the funny part. We got to go in video mode as always.
Yeah.
So I seen that. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But how I found that out was this was.
But I'm gonna try.
C-A-T-S Cats.
I love you guys.
Let's just say Mark is very excited to be coaching the Kentucky Wildcats. What's your reaction to this hire? And is it a good thing, bad thing, shocked? Can he coach? I didn't really keep up with the BYU, so I wouldn't really truly know. But is this a good hire?
I think it's a good hire from the perspective of he obviously knows what the expectation is at Kentucky, having played there, played on the national championship team. He actually played with a guy that I played against in high school on that team, Myron Anthony. I think it's obvious that they wanted to bring someone in who understands the program, understands the expectations of Kentucky basketball.
He understands the program, all right.
So, but it's all going to come down to his ability to recruit, obviously, and his ability to build a program, and that's really what it's about. And you got to think, as a former player, he's going to get the leeway and to build it the way he wants to. Yeah. And and I think that's the big thing.
Sean, do you think, like, okay, not necessarily recruit, because you got to get some talent, but do you think Kentucky is maybe trying to get out of that light of the and I'm mad at myself for last show. I was calling him Coach K. Coach Cal. I was wrong for that. He's definitely not Coach K.
Yeah,
either way, yeah. But Coach Cal, right?
Yeah.
Do you think Kentucky seeing like Villanova's, the UConns, where they building solid foundations of players who there for a couple of years, and you build a nice, actual good program instead of trying to get that one firecracker championship? Yes, you pulled out a lot of NBA talent, the John Walls, Cal had Derrick Rose, he had the Boogie Cousins, Bledsoe, he had Anthony Davis, which was one that he won a championship with, but it's like Tyler Hero. But you know what I'm saying? He had those guys. He could get you to the league. Right. But sometimes Coach Cal is what best for players. I would say he's best for players. He go get you to the next level if you're good enough.
Right.
Maybe Kentucky said, maybe we need to get out of there. I want to let's do something that's best for the program. And maybe Do you think that's the case? Maybe they said, let's stop recruiting. Let's actually build.
Well, I think two things. One, I think SB, what we're going to see a lot of the programs do is get away from just recruiting one and dones. Because again, you got to get back to the heart, like you just said, of building a program. It's leagues generally are copycat. And the one and done thing I think worked for a little while, but now I don't think it's necessarily working. And it doesn't mean you don't recruit a kid that you say, hey, any kid can decide, hey, listen, I'm going to be the transfer portal can make you technically one and done at that school. It doesn't mean you're one, you know what I mean? So I think what we're going to see, sooner than later, honestly, is just schools go back to recruiting kids who want to come to that school and want to be there. And obviously, if you're paying kids as you can now with NIL and things like that, now it's about, what size check you can write and continue to write along with building a program. So that to me is going to be the big thing.
Do you think it's possible that colleges start making players stay for more than 1 year? So say like we pay you X amount of dollars. We want you to don't be a one and done, stay for 2 years, like a 2-year contract. Or it's hard to do it because it's name, image, and likeness.
I mean, I think it's a little difficult to do because the name, image, and likeness is still very fluid. I've always said this. I generally think, and it's just me, I generally think when people go somewhere, they don't go with the intent of I'm getting out of here after a year. Unless it's like unless you go JUCO or something like that, but I generally think for the most part, most of these young men and women who decide to go to these schools are going because this is where they want to go. And they're going because they want to be there, and maybe it's them and something like the Fab Five. They got together and said, "Hey, we're going to Michigan together," and we saw what happened. So I think that some of that still exists, right? But again, I think it's going to come back down to obviously you're competing now with schools who have deep pockets. Can you utilize those resources well enough to attract some of the best talent? It's Kentucky. It's going to attract talent.
Yes.
But the standard in Kentucky is not just attracting talent. The standard in Kentucky, just like the standard at North Carolina and at now UConn and Kansas and UCLA, is you're competing for natties. Yeah. And so that's really what it comes down to. And so we'll see. But I think it's that. But again, it takes time. It's not going to happen overnight.
No, and I think it can't happen overnight, because if you want to actually build a solid foundation of a program, and Sean, honestly, because you remember it was like a little drastic for like the California schools. As soon as I knew that money was going to be back and forth, I said, watch all the California schools start being back in play now, because that was money. Hey, look, you sure you want to go to Kentucky? Let's go ahead and come to UCLA real quick. Go ahead and check this bag. Come to USC, come get this bag. And I just think what I'm looking at is, like I said, what I'm thinking, you got a guy who was he clearly bleeds blue, that he is going to come in. They want to build a different type of foundation, but we'll see how he go, what he does. That is breaking news for everybody. RTOFD breaking news. Now let's get into the show. Allen Iverson statue was on a legend walk outside of the training facility. So Allen Iverson got a statue. Shout out AI, my first ever favorite player. And it was a little controversy from it, Sean. But I'm going to let you look at it. Picture's a little bit blurry, but I'm going to let you look at the statue. Tell me what you think. Give me your honest opinion on it. Right outside the practice facility, got AI doing a crossover. Got his how long he been there and accomplishments for him. He's obviously a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Sean, what was your first initial reaction? And then when you see the statue?
So I was like a lot of people when I initially saw it, because again, it kind of had an overhead shot of the crowd and him pulling the drape off of the statue. It was like the statue was smaller than him. So I was like, okay, but of course, what we do doing this show, we do our research, and we, and I went to look and see, at some of the other statues they might have had out there. They're all the same.
Also,
It's a Legends Walk, so it's a bunch of statues out there: Moses Malone, Charles Barkley, Julius Irving, Maurice Cheeks, among others. Have statues out there. So,
and if you guys want to see a preview of the Legend Walk, let me move the title, the ticker out the way real quick. Boom. It's a whole walk of many statues of different legend players, of 76ers players. So, for everybody who was complaining about Allen Iverson statue being the smallest statue known to man, it takes 2 seconds to do research.
Right.
It takes 2 seconds. I literally, as soon as me and Sean talked about it, we was like, let's look this up real quick. 2 seconds. All y'all complaining about his statue smaller than Rocky Balboa. How does a fictional character have the biggest statue in Philly? Do your research. For everybody trying to make it seem like because Allen Iverson was thug Allen Iverson to try to make it something it was, should have did your research. For everybody trying to say they disrespect Allen Iverson, do your research. It takes 2 seconds. It's a whole legend walk. Every legend that played the 76ers for them, statue is the same size, and it's a whole strip of statues. So just take 2 seconds, guys. It's not that hard. It's really not that hard. And then he go another hint. If y'all actually really watch basketball, when Charles Barkley got his, and that's when I knew it hit me right off bat too. When I seen it, TNT made a joke about Shaq, Ernie. They always joke, and they laughed about Chuck's statue. But they knew the truth about it, but they just made a joke to Chuck. If you guys watch basketball and it shows, you would have seen that too. That was another easy way to do it, but But back to the whole point of honoring AI, I think it's 100% great. Allen Iverson got a statue. I think it's well deserved because we still see the fingerprints of the Allen Iverson on the game today. When it comes to style, how people play, little swagger into their game, it's all AI. The small man dominating, the small man like Kyrie Irving coming to the rim, finishing hard to the paint. So I think it's well deserved. I feel like we wouldn't have the NBA games that we have today without Allen Iverson. I'm sorry, it's impossible. It's nothing. Allen Iverson is still breathing through the NBA to this day, Sean. But how do you feel about like the statue? Like besides how the statue look, how do you feel about Allen Iverson getting a statue in general?
I mean, obviously, well deserved, and everything. Every time you get a chance to honor, Allen Iverson, who obviously is a legend, one of the greatest players ever. He embodies Philadelphia probably more than any athlete who's ever played there. Just in terms of every night when he stepped on the floor, he was going to give you everything he had, and the biggest body don't always have the biggest heart.
No, that's true.
That is what Allen Iverson it really embodies, and I think ultimately, again, anytime you get a chance to honor him is great. I've had the pleasure of meeting him once. It was very random, but he was super cool, and whatever. So
shout out AI. I want to be AI too. I gotta get AI. AI future point. We're gonna get AI on the pod. It's going.
Yeah, spoken to it.
AI going to be on the pod. And Derrick Rose. We're going to get D Rose for sure. But also in honor of Allen Iverson, favorite Allen Iverson moment. Sean.
You go first.
Oh, for me, I just can't put it in. Like I was literally when I seen it, I knew we was gonna talk about AI, and I really couldn't boil it down to just one thing. Like I literally said, this is my first ever favorite basketball player. He the reason why I love playing basketball. Like he the reason I watch Allen Iverson. He give us that hope. It took me. I always wanted the AI braids. It took me till I got grown to finally get them. But I ended up getting the AI braids. But I was happy when I combed my dreads out. I was like, no, first I gotta get the AI braids. But I just couldn't boil it down to one moment. It was like everything like that he did for the game. For me, like I remember growing up in the neighborhood of Chicago where AI was going crazy with the sleeves. They didn't have the sleeves in stores yet. We used to cut our socks up, put the socks on our arm, be in the back alleyway, backyard hooping, think we AI with the headbands and everything, man. Wearing the Reeboks, the answers, and all. Like, it's just everything. For me, it's just his impact on the game and just watching him play the way he did. He also gave us, keep it a buck, give us, I'm not tall. I'm not like the tallest basketball terms, I'm not tall. But like, no, he gave us the little people hope, like, hey, I can do this, bro. I can get right. I can do this. I can play this. So I can play this game against anybody. The height don't mean nothing. Hard over height always. So it's just like, for me, I can't boil it down in one moment. It was just him. Just my favorite Allen Iverson moment is just him being my favorite basketball player. My first ever favorite basketball player.
Yeah. So to your point, they list him at 6 feet. He's not 6 feet.
He's not 6 feet.
Yeah, no, he's not 6 feet. Like, I was literally looking at him like eye to eye.
He's not 6 feet.
So, but that's neither here nor there. No, for me, it's not so much a moment, but when I became acquainted with AI was when he was at Georgetown, obviously, and the battles that him and Ray Allen would have in those UConn Georgetown games back when the Big East was the Big East, and I'm a huge Ray Allen fan.
Yes.
Changed the way I shot in high school because I saw Ray Allen shoot at UConn. So, but that said, it was those battles. But also just, you don't meet too many people who don't like Allen Iverson or don't at least respect Allen Iverson. He is universally beloved. And again, you don't have to be a Sixers fan. And, we could talk about 2001 and obviously what they did in 2001, but just universally beloved, and was a guy that you wanted to see do well and do his thing. And Go James, no, he was not the best at Georgetown player ever. That distinction belongs to Patrick Ewing.
I think, this Patrick Ewing for sure. I think it's Patrick Ewing. Oh yeah, Rap Guy had a good. He said Shaq was my first favorite athlete. So Sean, I gotta ask, because around that time, that was like early 2000s. I was born in 93, so I'll just give me like 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm like now I'm like, of course, like you know how I talk about my family all the time. Like, my family's the best with household. So it's like I was still younger and I sit and watch the games with them, but it's like when I got to truly understanding what was going on, it just AI popped right out of the screen. But for you, Sean, who was your first ever favorite athlete?
My first favorite ever athlete
ever, who popped out right to you. He's like, boom.
So it was really two.
Okay, we got
it was one in football, one in basketball. In basketball is Magic Johnson. I love Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson's, my all-time favorite. And in football, it's the reason why I use 34 on everything. I always wanted to wear 34. It's sweetness is Walter Payton.
I don't Walter Payton. Walter Payton. Yeah. They still treat sweetness. Yeah, y'all in the chat too. I want to hear y'all point. Sweetness still runs Chicago. I can tell you that right now. 85 Bears walk on water.
Yeah.
If Walt was still alive right now, he'd probably still be eating for free at any restaurant he go to right now.
Exactly.
He said, crazy. So let's go with the chat. Who was y'all first ever favorite basketball player in chat? AI. Shaq Duncan was my favorite.
Shout out Adam John for the Duncan shout out. Not a lot of people say Duncan's their favorite.
A lot of people say Duncan. But also sad that you brought up Walt Payton. Walt Payton, it has passed. Also, another football legend has also passed away. O.J. Simpson, legendary football player and actor, dies at the age of 76. He dies from cancer with his battle from cancer. Now, obviously, we're gonna get deep dive into the situation because yes, let's be honest. We could address the elephant in the room. OJ is definitely a shaky situation because there's one side of OJ where we know the legendary football player, college was a dog, NFL was a dog. That he left, had a great career after, but then we had a situation, where he was involved in the murder that he beat the case of, so he wasn't necessarily charged. Well, he was accused of murdering someone. Just for the sake, we really gotta go to the names of the people. I know who they is, obviously a family case, but it's not about anybody else. We ain't trying to open up no wounds for nobody else in their family. But so we got a lot of things with OJ. What is your mindset about around like the 50-50? Because you've seen Bruce Jenner say something. You got some people like, oh, RPOJ regular. Then you got some people with the dark side. So what is your real mindset and what's your true thoughts about this whole situation with OJ? Sean, just go all out. I want to hear what you got.
Yeah, so a couple things, SB. So nobody lives on this earth for a long time that doesn't have some level of a complex legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody's perfect.
That's true.
And this is not about litigating what he was accused of and all that other stuff. We understand that. But I always remind people, here are the facts. He was accused, he was charged, he was tried, he was acquitted. Those are the facts. How you feel about what happened, how you feel is how you feel.
Yeah.
But the facts are, he was accused, he was charged, he was tried, he was acquitted. Simple as that. All right. If you, so I didn't grow up in the 70s. I was born in the late 70s, obviously. So I grew up in the 80s and the 90s, obviously. But if you grew up in the 70s and you were a football player, and I say this and I want people to understand, he was the most popular football player of the 1970s. Every kid who played football in the 1970s wanted to be OJ Simpson. And Tiff said in the chat, he's a top 5 running back of all time. That is absolutely true. And if you combine, and that's if you, and we don't combine college and NFL, obviously, but if you combine college and NFL, what he accomplished, probably top 3.
If you compare college, yes, for sure.
Yeah. But with NFL, definitely a top 5 running back of all time. He was the best running back of the 70s. Excuse me. And what he accomplished on the field, and everybody goes to the 2,000 yard season.
And how many games again, Sean? So that people forget, how many games again did you do?
2,000. He had 2,003 yards in 14 games.
That's OD. That
will never be done again, y'all.
That's OD.
And again, we go crazy when somebody gets 2,000 yards now. Everybody else who did it after him did it in 16 or 17 games. He did it in 14.
That's OD. Yeah, I can hold you.
And not to browbeat the point, they didn't have much else. Everybody knew he was getting the football, and you couldn't stop him. So it's and what he did is one of the reasons why, because as we expand the NFL schedule, SB, I want to see them go from, don't look at the total yards for the season, look at the yards per game.
You're gonna have to now. You're gonna have to.
Yeah, because again, if you look at the yards per game, his number in 1973 is 11 yards higher than the next person, which is Adrian Peterson in 2012.
And that's why we talk about running backs. That's why it's a certain cowboy who got a lot of stats. Right. And a lot of people don't put him in that conversation.
Yeah, and also what I always tell people too about OJ, he was, because again, he's coming in after Jim Brown and after Gale Sayers, because Gale Sayers had a short run for like 6 years.
Was a dog also too.
Yeah, he was a dog. But when you look at Eric Dickerson and you look at Adrian Peterson and you look at Marcus Allen, those guys are prototypes of OJ Simpson at the running back position. So we know he's an all-time great back, and he did something that, if you really think about it, and again, I know there's a lot of argument about it, he did something that a lot of black athletes had not been able to do up until that point, which is take his athletic talent and turn it and monetize it into other areas. That's what he wanted to do. That's what he did. We can talk about the other part in a different conversation, but I'm just talking about what he decided to do, what he set out to do. He did.
Yeah.
So the legacy is complex.
Yes.
Having been alive and very much, of age by the time everything happens in 1994 and 95, I remember it vividly. And it was really, really nobody could have expected that, right? Nobody could have expected that. And the fact is he obviously had other issues later in life. And we don't have to litigate those things. But one thing, I'm not a big fan of it is what it is. I think it's tomfoolery, honestly. They couldn't match up with me and you. I'm just being real in this sports. That said, the one time I could watch them was when OJ was on, because they were actually going to talk football. And to his credit, even with everything, he's still very much knowledgeable and aware and understood the game and would talk very openly and honestly about today. So, he was, complex life,
very
a complicated legacy, but it doesn't take away, from what he accomplished and what he did. And I hope people, over the next, few days, as people keep talking about it, people want to give their trilogies. Only he and the people closest to him know what it is. And so, if you, in my mind, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, shut up.
Don't say it.
Just shut up.
You could have said it when the dude was here.
And Marsha Clark, who was the lead prosecutor for the 95 case, when she was asked about it, she said condolences to Mr. Simpson's family. That's all she said. She didn't talk about the trial. She left it at condolences to his family, and that's it. But I've heard a lot of people getting on today, in the last couple of days, SB, and who come from the Isle of Caucasus, that have said, "Oh, well, we know what he obviously did." Well, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. You weren't there. No, you don't. We all think we know. We don't know. So at the end of the day, he's passed. And now it's time to move on.
First of all, Sean, that was a great soliloquy that you just went on, and I like that you set the foundation of the truth of the situation. Forget all your emotions, and a lot of y'all wasn't even born whenever that was happening, because just even from the point of set the foundation of how big of a star OJ was when the famous Bronco chase went down. Games and a lot of stuff was going on. They turned it off to go to OJ. That's how big of a star that OJ Simpson was at that point in time.
Yeah.
And then also for the people who talking down the negative, this is from the point of of course, ain't nobody's perfect in life. We all human. The only person that's perfect is the Most High. But like I said, that's another. We can save the spiritual talk for another day. But the whole point I'm saying is that the reason why I want to avoid even all that, because I hate when someone dies and they bring the first thing they say about them is a negative thing. It's a certain sports station who's flawed for doing that. They even did that to the late great Kobe Bryant with a woman who was there who is this complexion, but seemed like she always going against this complexion. But that's another conversation we go split for the other side. So why do we do it now? OJ's been here for this long. Y'all could have kept saying this. Y'all was quiet. OJ left. OJ, even something else happened when you felt like OJ should have did time. He ended up leaving and still end up doing time. So justice was even so. If you even feel the way justice was ever served, but to the point, obviously OJ was way before my time. Yeah. But like I said, I learned, I taught, and then my first favorite players in football, when I watched football, was Marshall Faulk and LaDainian Thompson. So the running back position I care about the most. And that's what I'm kind of hurt about today's era now, that they don't really care about running backs no more. So, and I did my research on OJ. OJ was he was a beast, and he was one of the most popular players of all time. So you could just say prayers to the Simpsons family, just like the lady from the court case did, and just move on. Move on. It's over with. It's not. It is what it is. It's just over with now. You waited. You gonna wait till the man kicking, pushing up daisies when he can't defend himself to say something. So no, we don't do that over here. And that's what's wrong with the world and the society that we in. Honestly, but that's not to go too crazy on it. But Sean, on to the next one. The GOAT is opening up another Pandora's box again. Tom Brady is not opposed to an NFL comeback. He said, I'm always going to be in good shape. I'm always going to be able to throw the ball. And Sean, if you don't believe me, you're going to put us in video mode. Because, sometimes people think you're like, oh, no, y'all just be talking this fake. No, you're going to hear from the GOAT himself.
Let's say one day there's a situation, right? Maybe it's the 49ers, maybe, heading to the playoffs. Offense is great.
Patriots,
somebody
Raiders,
look,
could be, you never know.
God forbid somebody goes down. Would you pick up that phone?
I'm not opposed to it. If they would, I don't know if they're going to let me if I become an owner in an NFL team, but I don't know if, I don't know. I'm always going to be in good shape, always be able to throw the ball. So to come in for a little bit, like MJ coming back, I don't know if they let me, but I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Live reaction. It's a Tom Brady leave. You see, he said the Patriots too. Maybe get a farewell to him. Maybe farewell to him. Don't salute, brother. Tom is going to stay retired. Yeah, we know. But go ahead. Look, Tiffany scared. You don't want to see that 12 back out there. Look, tortured them Ravens for years. But go ahead, Sean. Honest reaction to Tom Brady saying he is not opposed to an NFL comeback. Mad. The GOAT.
In the illustrious words of Angry Man from Martin.
Angry Man.
Man, sit your ass down. No, in all seriousness, no, listen. There's a reason why he retired. Don't come back. Don't come back. And also, listen, the game doesn't get slower as you get older. It gets faster as you get older. And, I don't know how much of that last season you watched, but he was throwing some balls in the dirt. And, so you're getting $375 million from Fox. Nobody, no NFL team is giving you that amount of money. Stay home.
Yeah.
Stay home. Stay home. You're the GOAT. We understand you're the GOAT.
The GOAT. Take that W. Stop. You gonna stop disrespecting Tom. Take that. He's the GOAT. Take that W out of there, Sean.
So you know
what you're doing. You know what you're doing.
So it's not disrespect. Is he the GOAT? Is he the GOAT quarterback? I think most people will say yes. But when I say, I don't think there's any universal GOATs in football because you only play one side of the ball. He is the greatest winner of all time, the most accomplished winner of all time in NFL history. But let's not even do that. It's a nice for clickbait. But no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Chris Bitchill said he got to get that retirement 3P. He tried to get he got to get his 3P to retire. But I have to 100% agree. I have to 100% agree. As much as I would love to see Tom Brady. Imagine, I am a Chargers fan. I hate the Patriots through and go hate the Patriots. But Tom Brady beat me into respect. And you get your team get beat so much, you just got to respect. Like, look, man, it's Tom Brady. So no, he needs to sit down. Like you said, Tom Brady did one of the few things like a lot of players didn't do. Like, yeah, you didn't leave and you looked terrible. We see a lot of quarterbacks try to overdo it. They look terrible. But you wasn't as great as you think you was. And then Tom Brady, I guarantee, yes, you in shape. You can throw a ball. You cannot take no hit no more, bro. You can't. This ain't flag football. I know they changed a lot of rules, and they changed the rules to make it easier on the offensive side. That's a different story for a different day. But no, Tom, you don't want to get hit. You don't need to be taking no hits. You can chill, get that $300+ million contract, and sit down and sit down. We get it while you extended the last couple of times. You ran out. You scored the last championship out your juice. You left under the Belichick umbrella where you cemented your legacy with that Buccaneers run. You cemented all the doubts, Belichick system. You did your thing, even though Sean he took the Patriot system with him, but that a lot of other people don't know that. If real people do their research, know that. But I ain't gonna tell nobody. I ain't telling nothing. Tom Brady go. He did it at the Buccaneers. He won in a different situation. Go. Enjoy
Yeah.
retirement and sit down. Go train your son to be the next Tom Brady. Go start working on that. Go do
exactly.
That.
Do what Peyton Manning's doing. Get the next generation ready.
Get the next generation ready. He said he's not the go to football, but I have him as the go to QBs. Respect. Same here. Tom's gonna say NFL on Fox to next facts.
Yeah.
I'm glad that my Eagles was able to beat Tom. So we say no.
Yeah.
On to the next one. Ooh, Cam Newton with them crazy hats as always. Oh, sorry to get that up. Cam Newton was on Club Shay Shay. He said 49ers running back Christian McCaffrey could easily be a top 10 NFL wide receiver. I also have a video on this one too, Sean. I got to show you what him talking about it. But let's break down this top 10 wide receivers thing because I'm looking at it. Let me pull out a receiver list real quick. I'm gonna do it on this computer because we can see where can NFL top 10 wideouts right now. Okay. Let's just tell me yes or no if he better than him or not. We're going to see if he make the top 10. Tyreek Hill, if he was a wide receiver.
No.
Justin Jefferson.
No.
Jamar Chase.
No.
CD Lamb.
I'm going to say no.
Okay. Brandon Ayuk.
Yes.
Okay. Devontae Adams.
No.
Okay. DJ Moore.
I'm going to say yes.
Okay. AJ Brown.
No.
Okay. Stephon Diggs.
No.
Jalen Waddle.
Yes.
Keenan Allen.
No.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
No.
Okay. We had 8 or 9, I believe. Let's see if I can find 2 more. Look kind of tight. Let me see. I'm trying to find another day.
I'll give you one.
Okay.
D-Hop. No.
Oh, D-Hop. I forgot about D-Hop. D-Hop. Okay. What about Chris Olave?
Yes.
Okay, so we had 9. If we get one more, but you see, we named a couple names. You kind of be close.
Yeah, the point is getting tight.
It's getting tight. Yeah. So
what I said is Cam obviously talks about because he played with Christian McCaffrey.
Mm-hmm.
One of the probably more underrated parts of Christian McCaffrey's game. Same with Alvin Kamara, same with Marshall Faulk, same with Thurman
LT.
Thomas, LT, was these guys' ability to run routes, run the route tree. A lot of these guys can run the route tree. They just play in the backfield as running backs. So could he be a top 10 receiver in the NFL? I don't doubt it. But obviously, and I don't want to ever disrespect guys who do that full time. But we know there are some guys at the running back position who, again, if you line Marshall Faulk outside, Marshall Faulk could win a lot of routes. So
it's a receiver you could put in the backfield. I think Tyreek Hill would be a good running back.
We've seen him do it.
Like we seen him do it.
Just like we've seen Deebo Samuel do it. So, I think it's just and what it is, really what Cam is doing by saying that he's complimenting Christian McCaffrey, the football player, and what a total football player is, because he can throw the football too. He's a total football player. So, I think that's all he's doing.
And
so
then,
I have no issue with it.
I think he third. He's just second generation. I know his father's Ed McCaffrey. So he's
McCaffrey, yes.
So he's second generation. But also, let's get into the clip of what he had to say about him exactly. So y'all, we were like, oh, SB just said no.
Could be a top 10 receiver, and that's not fabrication. This is if you say, all right, C-Mac, this year we're gonna move you from running back and we're gonna put you as a receiver, and I guarantee you he does numbers. That's just his position gives him that. What I think he's making 17 a year. around that, where he should be making 25 at like a top tier receiver.
Right.
That's just the impact that Christian McCaffrey has. Christian McCaffrey was polished to be a professional football player when he was in rec ball. Like, well, I mean, I think the viral clip went around when, you know, his father Ed was giving him IVs in high school. That's a little different. His preparation before the game, the people don't see how he take care of his body. A big Bruce Lee fan, you know, be as water.
Be as water.
Was be water. Be water.
Be water.
Yeah, be water.
Be water.
Yeah.
But also, the reason why I say the video instead of playing out bad, because one thing that I want to stick out that Cam had said in there, he is getting paid $17 million because of his position, but he really should have get paid 25. And Sean, you know, I've been a big catalyst on this, and maybe I'll push it even more because, you know, my love for football came from watching running backs play, and I don't like that running backs is not getting the same love as they should. But I 100% agree, because why is Christian McCaffrey getting paid $17 million? He should be around like 25. And it made me realize when Deebo Samuel was going through his contract negotiation, he made sure they labeled him as, look, I'm not a wide receiver, or I don't need this many carries in my contract, this and that, because he understood if they put him in that category of being a back, he was going to get less money and less guarantees and less the contract stability.
Yeah.
So, and I think it's hard for maybe Christian McCaffrey because he's been just known as this being this running back. But I 100% agree, Sean, with what Cameron was saying. I think you should be paid off production, not position. And I want to ask you this question, Sean, because I was 100% off production. As NFL players, should you be paid off production or just off your position?
What I've always said is you should be paid based on your value to the team. First and foremost, be paid for your value to the team. If your value to the team is one that causes you to put up a great deal of numbers, then that's how you should be paid.
Yep.
If your value to the team is we don't do as well without this person doing everything they do, then that's how you should be paid. I stand on that. I will always stand on that, and you know, whatever. What I've always argued is nobody can tell me over the last 5 years that Ryan Tannehill was more valuable to the Titans than Derrick Henry.
No.
But Ryan Tannehill made far more money than Derrick Henry did with the Titans because of his position. That's
ridiculous.
But that's what the NFL and Roger Goodell wanted in the mid-2000s.
And Sean, to even double down on it, and I want to let you keep going. There's no way Daniel Jones should be getting paid more than Saquon Barkley. It is no way you cut Saquon Barkley off your team and keep Daniel Jones.
Yeah, and let's be clear. I don't know who's going to be quarterback in the Giants. I don't know who the Giants are taking in the draft. Obviously, we can, plug the live stream we'll be doing during the draft.
We're going to find out during the live.
Yeah, we're going to find out.
Tune in for that.
Yes, we're going to find out live. That said, the Giants are going to stink this year on offense. They're going to absolutely stink. I can say they probably will be the worst offense to watch in the NFL this year. And again, to your point, they chose to pay Daniel Jones. They chose not to pay Saquon Barkley, and we're about to find out just how bad they are. Yeah. Now, their stupidity is the Eagles' game. So, it is what it is. But, so you should never be – the NFL is the only professional league that pays you based on your position and not your value to the team. Baseball doesn't care if you're a second baseman, a center fielder, doesn't care. If you have value to the team, you get paid. Jose Altuve can get the same contract as Mike Trout. Doesn't matter what position they play.
Imagine if they did that in basketball, like the point guard or the center. Since the center is a devalued position, now the centers is just limited. So now Jokic get a limited amount, and like probably let's say if the point guards is like the high position. If what like him and Kobe White and Jokic getting around the same money.
Exactly.
That'll look ridiculous, and that's how it's looking. And shout out Kobe White. Kobe, Kobe, my boy, but compared to Jokic,
he'll be back next year, by the way. But go ahead.
Yes, he will be back next year. Shout out Kobe White. Yeah. But no, that's what I'm saying. Like, and that's how things like look in the NFL. It'll be like a solid or a player that don't live up to expectation type player, like, and then we can't pay you off a position, but then you have a guy like a Jokic, a type player. But since he played this position that's not as valued as much as it used to be, we can't pay him as much, and I think that's dumb. I don't. NFL has the shield has been getting over for years, and I don't know how they've been. No, matter of fact, I'm gonna tell a story to myself. The NFLPA is trash. They got the worst player. They got the worst players association. That's why they get over all the time. So we know that. But anything else on the topic, Sean, before we go to the next one? Because I didn't want to go snap on them. Like, yeah, I know why they get over so much. When you got your own,
The fact is, SB, this is always going to be a conversation. Every time somebody gets paid, particularly in the NFL, this is always going to be a conversation. Particularly when you see a mid quarterback who just got another $180 million coming off an Achilles injury because of his position and because of how much he value the position.
Come on, man. You don't even know if he gonna even be the same. Well, because he just stands there quarterback. He don't need his legs. Yeah, okay, sure.
Whatever.
All right, on to another news. Chiefs Rashid Rice faces up to 8 charges in relation to the high-speed crash that he had. Obviously, he left the scene. Hopefully, nobody was hurt in this thing, first and foremost. I think Mr. Rice made a mistake, being young with money, coming off a Super Bowl win, but I believe this was stupid at the wrong time because he don't realize how important he is to this Kansas City Chiefs team, and they will need him. If the Kansas City Chiefs end up losing him for its suspension, or he have to get cut because we found out something else in this situation makes it worse, this will be bad for the Kansas City Chiefs. What was your reaction to this? And if Rashid Rice is suspended or either possibly to the extent cut to the team, how bad would that be for the Kansas City Chiefs?
I think it would be absolutely devastating to them because part of why they went on the run they went on late in the season and in the playoffs was because he became their best wide receiver. Yeah. Not their best receiver, their best wide receiver. Obviously, we know Travis Kelce is still, really considered their number one receiver.
To the Swifties also too.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think it would be absolutely devastating. That said, the facts of the case are still coming out. He's got to have his day in court, and we'll see what happens. But certainly, my expectation is regardless of what happens, he will be suspended at some point by the league.
Yes.
Generally, once all the legal proceedings are done, they don't usually do it beforehand. He will be suspended. How many games, again, don't know. Depends on the details and things like that. Those things do sometimes get negotiated by the players' reps and the league, so they may be able to work something out. But again, we're just talking about the talent and the fact that, again, he was slowly becoming, their new number one wide receiver. It's disappointing from that perspective, but also just, the decision making at the accident to leave the scene. And, that's not really a good look. But, again, young guy, hopefully, this won't be a career ender for him. And, he'll be able to bounce back and move forward.
Hopefully, too, that Chris said he dipped the scene like he was at GTA or something. All right, man. Which is wrong. Like, and I would say with him dipping was a bad thing. But like I said, like, It had to be something else. I'm not an investigator. I'm not going to look too much to it, but either he probably was sippy, which would have been now this crash would become a DUI crash. That seemed even bad, or anything else. So, so hopefully everything goes well for any side. Now, Sean, the story that I've been waiting for. The story I've been waiting for. Now, this is the first time I imagine. When me and Sean do pre-shows, if I have anything, like, I ain't gonna lie, we still do our thing when it comes to show, but I show Sean pre-show. I don't want him with surprises. You gotta have my boy the best on his A game, especially if we gonna debate a topic. This is the first time I did not show Sean what he's finna reveal, of what I'm finna reveal to him. So obviously, Nike has unveiled the new Wembanyama logo, like an alien with the basketball or an alien VW if you see the other one. Also, they use AI technology to build him a prototype for shoe.
Yeah.
Sean, you ready to see it? So this not 100% his shoe. That's why they wrote it's a prototype. Boundary. This is the prototype. This is the alleged Wembanyama ones. Got a good look at it, Sean?
I did.
All right, Sean. After you seen the Wemby ones, what is your reaction?
I hope that you're the one, but that ain't the prototype.
Oh, what you mean? You like them?
No,
rock them?
they are not the prototype.
Hey, the boys is an ankle sprain waiting to happen, man.
I mean,
I can show it to you again.
I mean, where are you wearing those?
I don't know, Sean. I could tell you.
Yeah, I'm serious. Where are you wearing those? They look like the Yeezys tried to have a baby with the original Kobe's. To the side, it was like, here's your shoe. So yeah, it's just that's
man. He got two marshmallows.
And who gonna hoop in those? Like somebody coming to court and knows the hoop.
Hey, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, they cook with the logo. But no, the logo is fire. The logo is fire. They went from a fire logo to the most diabolical shoe I ever seen in my life. Jordan Brand and Nike shoes. Oh, hey, look. True for this though about this what you said right here, Rap God. Whoever was making the shoes in like the 90s and the early 2000s designs, bring him back. Whoever, I don't care if he old. Get him back. Get them back. The people who was making the Barclays, the Jordans, the gloves, the early Kobe's, even early LeBrons besides the fives. The fives terrible. But we need to get some of those guys back. Bring me some of those, man. Because this is one more time. What is that? That's man, that ain't it. To be fair, it's a prototype. True, man. Nah, man. Prototype, nothing. No. Those shoes need to go to the blender.
Yeah, so Tinker Hatfield, he was one of the people who originally designed the Jordans. Like a lot of the Jordan models that y'all like.
Bring him back. Yeah. Is he alive and well? How old is he? How old are we talking?
I mean, he's older, but he's still not decrepit. But I mean,
bring him back. We need to bring him back. He needs to be the head of creative because y'all trying too hard. Y'all made Wemby an alien logo, and then excuse me, y'all trying too hard. Y'all made Wemby an alien logo and gave him an alien foot for a jump shoe. We not doing that, bro. We need to go ahead. Go to the drawing boards, ball it up in paper, carve from scratch. I know Kobe's with Adidas, but when he went to Nikes, his shoes was solid.
Yeah, but his first Adidas were they were bad.
Like, yeah, the rocket ships.
Yes,
terrible.
Yeah, it was awful. Yeah, so
he said she ain't gonna make her can't do it. But yeah, man. So look. Make sure y'all support and donate to the channel. We're gonna get Sean a pair of Wemby ones on the chat, y'all. Let's go. These are not at all. But to the next one. Speaking of NBA, we winding down to the end of the season. Wemby is not in this conversation. Sorry, Wemby. We don't talk about shoes, but we will see you next year. You have been outstanding rookie year, and you have lived up to expectations.
Yes.
But we winding down to the end of the season. Now we getting to the point where these play-in teams, obviously, we have the play-in tournament going on now. And Sean, I'm going to give you the quick rundown of the possible play-in teams. In the East, it could go a lot of ways, but we just going to say from today only, from East perspective. We're going to do the East first. If the playoffs ended today, it'll be Sixers, Heat, Bulls, Hawks. Yes. And number 1 and 2 seeds is the Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yes.
Who is the most dangerous in the Eastern Conference as a play-in team to win the play-in, and then also we got to play this team in the first round? Who was the most dangerous team?
Philly. Yeah, Philly. I think obviously with Joel Embiid, coming back, and if Joel Embiid is, 80% himself, with obviously the emergence of Maxey and some of their role players, Kelly Oubre has played defense. After Kelly Oubre's accident, and I put air quotes around accident, alleged accident. He has been guarding this year like we've never seen Kelly Oubre play defense like this, like consistent. So for me, it's Philly, and I think again, I personally hope they match up with Boston in the first round, not because I want to see Boston go out or anything. I just think it'd be a very good series, and either way, you might have to see him anyway. So So I think Philly is in the East, definitely, of the potential play-in teams. They're the most dangerous.
Now I remember our last show I said Miami Heat is my dark horse, but a healthy Joel Embiid, or like you said, 80% healthier than usual. When the Milwaukee Bucks or the Celtics see Joel Embiid, it's always going to be a problem. He's an MVP caliber player. And honestly, Sean, I feel the opposite. I think they need to avoid Boston because Boston just always have their number. But Milwaukee, I think with Giannis not going to be 100%. I think Embiid can go to work on their bigs, do his thing. But also, I believe we're going to have a career playoff series with Tyrese Maxey because the Milwaukee Bucks guard defense is god-awful. Dame Lillard is going to get cooked. I won't be surprised if Tyrese Maxey goes into that series averaging 26 to 27 points per game with probably like 8 or 9 assists. Easy. Might be pushing to 30. But go ahead.
Can I say this, though? And I think I was talking with a friend of mine earlier who's diehard Philly everything. And I said, Nick Nurse is the best coach the Sixers have had since Larry Brown. And I think, to me, he's the difference in a playoff series now that we haven't seen from Philly since really Larry Brown. You rarely outcoach him.
No.
And I think he's one of the 5 best coaches in the NBA, head coaches in the NBA. So that for me is why I know Boston has largely dominated them, but this is the first time they got a real coach in this new era of Boston, Philly in the playoffs.
That's true.
Yeah. So I'm a big believer. I thought more teams should have fought hard to get Nick Nurse, but obviously Philly, he ended up in Philly. But just imagine if Nick Nurse were in Milwaukee right now.
Oh, it would have been going down.
It would have been going down.
Going down.
So yeah. But that's it for me. So yeah, in the East, definitely Philly.
Okay, cool. Now we're going to the Western Conference. Now, the Pelicans is still in this conversation where they could drop down, but we're going to just exit out like this. Just say the Pelicans solidify their spot. This is crazy. Suns, Kings, Warriors, Lakers. And the number 1 and 2 seed is the Nuggets and the Timberwolves.
Yes.
Who is the most dangerous play-in team for you, Charles?
Golden State.
The Warriors?
Yeah.
Where you got the Warriors for that?
You know what scares me with them is they've been winning recently, and Steph has not played like Steph.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, other guys have been playing better. The others have been playing better.
If they get playoff Steph and these other guys continue to play at a good level, the key for me with the Warriors, obviously, they don't have a lot of size, but what are they going to get from the young guys in the playoff? What are they going to get from Kuminga? What are they going to get from Chase Jackson Edwards? What are they going to get from BP in the playoffs? Wiggins, can Wiggins, just be that complimentary star in the role that he's in for them? They are very dangerous in the playoffs. And, I know a lot of people want to look at Phoenix. I think Phoenix is still going to have the same problem they've had all year. They don't have a quarterback. They don't. And, so for me, of those teams, it's the Warriors. They are incredibly dangerous.
Right.
And again, they've been winning recently without Steph playing at an insane level.
That is true. My problem, my team was that I was going to pick. I feel like it's the Los Angeles Lakers. But the only way the Lakers is the most dangerous team if they can push to 7, which is going to be hard for them to do because they're a couple games back because they play the Nuggets in the first round. They get sweep. I think they could give Minnesota a run for their money. Because I would say you got AD playing. D'Lo has been playing way better. LeBron is LeBron, obviously. Then you get LeBron in the playoff situations. Then he gonna do his work. And AD has actually been really healthy for usually than what he not been healthy this year.
Right.
So I was like, I probably would go Lakers, but the only thing concerns me because they're the 10th, they number 10 right now.
Yes.
I don't think from 10 you can go all the way up to 7. I think only the 8th can go up to the 7th spot.
Yeah. It's and at this point, I mean,
and it's a 3-way tie, right? It's a 3-way tie for the 8th spot right now between Kings, Warriors, Lakers.
Yeah, and obviously if you can get to the 8th spot, you want to get to the 8th spot, right? Because that means you only got to really win one game, and then you're in the playoffs. But at this point, like the big thing is be healthy going into the play-in, regardless of where you see it. Be healthy and be playing really good basketball. And obviously, you got one game to win. And I know a lot of people hated the play-in and trashed it. This is the closest we get to a March Madness format.
That's it. What it done.
The NBA. Yeah. So this is great. Like I'm looking forward to next week. It's going to be some good matchups. It's going to be some good games. And again, I think Philly and the Heat will ultimately advance. No disrespect to the Hawks or to the Bulls, but it's just not at the Sixers and the Heat's level. But the West is interesting. The West is super interesting because again, the reality of it is that LeBron, Steph, or KD, or one of those teams will be home for the playoffs.
Yep. One of those
so at least one, maybe two. So
depending on how it goes.
Depending on how it goes. So I know we got Monday. We got our show Monday. We'll definitely get more because we'll know more about the matchups. We'll get more, do a deeper dive Monday on the matchups and our expectations. But it should be a good week next week.
One more question. I know we got one more story after this too. One more question for both sides. Well, technically two, because you got to ask both teams. If I'm the Nuggets, who would I want to play?
If you're the Nuggets, you don't care.
Yeah, they don't care. I was gonna say that like in Canada, I feel that they don't care. They beat whoever played them in the first round. They could. Okay, Minnesota out this play-in teams. Who would you want to play?
I'm gonna say the Lakers.
You think they could beat the Lakers?
I do.
Ooh.
I do.
Ooh. I'm gonna go Kings. I'm thinking the Kings. I think the Kings is probably like the easiest.
You know what? The Kings. You know what? It makes the Kings make more sense. I'll recant that. The Kings have been struggling. Obviously, with the injuries, and so I'd say the Kings
Should have made that Zach LaVine trade. Suckers.
Yeah. Well, he wouldn't help them this year because he's hurt. So
Nah, he ain't hurt. You know why he ain't hurt.
Well, he's out with no surgery. So
he got that. Hey man, we finna change you to Detroit. No, y'all ain't. I'm gonna get we ain't got a lot, son. You know why he got that call. Welcome to the Motor City. No, I'm hurt. Can't trade me.
Yeah, he changed himself to the radiator.
He changed Hey, yo. Oh my God, bro. Oh man, you made me close the banner thing out. Oh my God. Oh man. Okay, if you Boston, who would you want to play?
The Bulls.
For sure. That's a sweep.
Yeah, the Bulls.
Bulls for sure. I feel like Bulls or the Hawks. The team I wouldn't want to play if I was Boston. I would not want to play the Heat at all.
No. But I would say if you could pick, you'd rather play the Bulls.
100%. That's a sweep. What about Milwaukee? We probably leaning towards the Bulls again too, probably.
I don't buy that Milwaukee team at all. I honestly think if they match up against Miami or Philly, either one of those teams can beat Milwaukee.
Agreed.
I'm not nowhere near impressed. We don't know what Giannis' status is, obviously.
Gotta get that excuse ready. Early.
Build it in.
Hey, look, man, they inbound the ball. That man just I ain't saying he faking the injury, y'all, but I'm just saying, but it was just crazy though, man. Because usually when you get injured and nobody touched you, that's bad. You should be out for the season. So if Giannis pop back up in 2 days and 360 win million. Just saying, the excuse is in, not the fix. The excuse is in. The excuse is in. All right, Sean, one more last story. So obviously, we are going into the biggest star-studded WNBA draft because this is one of the most hype classes that they had in a while, in a long time, where everybody actually cares about.
Yes.
But obviously, the eye of concern will always be, can you make money? Can you make money in the WNBA? The WNBA players have been adamantly complaining about their salaries, adamantly complaining they want to get paid as much as a man. And the way the man get paid to how y'all get paid, trust me, you don't want to do that. Y'all make less money, but that's a different story for a different day. It's said, despite the low salaries at WNBA, Caitlin Clark and Angela Reese shouldn't see a pay cut as pros because of the NIL stuff they was doing. Because technically, they was making money off their name, image, and likeness because of where they was at a college. But my only concern is, and I'm going to hear opinion on this, like, it's a possibility that it's true that they might not lose no money. But I don't know. But it's also a chance. I don't know. But it's also a chance they won't be as popular as they was in college days in the WNBA. Because a lot of people don't follow the WNBA. After they played in college, cool. The WNBA is hoping that they get that crowd to follow into the league, but I doubt it. I can't 100% guarantee it.
Yes.
Do you think it's a possibility, even with the low salaries, that they could possibly make less money or see less money?
No, I mean, I think they'll make their money via endorsements.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think, they weren't making money is not going to be their issue. I think they're going to be fine. I think the big thing for them to focus on is be a part of taking the product to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you want to do. Take the product to the next level. Because again, and while I don't want to make this exact comparison, because again, it's not apples to apples, but what Magic and Bird did was placed in such a way that helped the NBA market itself better, because where you make your money is the media rights deals.
Yes, sir. Yes,
And
sir.
that's what you have to do. Make it. You got to be a part of taking the product to the next level. And again, your name will do some of the work, but your game is what will carry you over the finish line.
Yes.
And the way you play will carry you over the finish line. So be a part of that. Be a part of that explosion. And if it's done right, because again, I think there are going to be a lot of eyes on the WNBA this summer. You know, they'll be competing with the Olympics, obviously, because the Olympics happen in the middle of the season and they'll stop the season for the Olympics. But, you know, the big thing is, and also use the Olympic team to generate some buzz, the U.S. Women's Olympic team, and even the women in the WNBA who play on international teams, use that buzz coming back to, again, make sure you got some good buzz going into the end of the season and the playoffs, etc. That's the key.
And what I want to see them do, because like this is the first time where like people, and I hear people saying this, like, bro, this is the first time I've been actually interested in the WNBA mock draft. I'm keeping up with the class. And with that being said, I'm looking at the mock draft of like the WNBA. Don't pull, please. Like I said, we seen what happened with the one girl from LSU, the point guard who ended up getting like cut. This is the year where you do not cut no young players. I'm sorry. Don't do it this season. If you cut like Camboza from South Carolina, right? The big girl, she's nice, Brazil girl. She probably gonna be. They got her going top 5. Don't let her get cut. You cannot cut her. Do not cut her. Somebody else on that back end, one of your vets, you gotta let them go. I know you're gonna be hard because this is the most sensitive. This is the turning point. You have to do this right. If they see like Angel Reese, I think Angel Reese gonna need some work, like to compete at the high level, because she gonna go against some really skilled bigs and fours. I bet not see Angel Reese get cut. Angel Reese can't get cut. I don't care if you think Angel Reese ain't ready yet. You gotta give her time to grow. You gotta let I'm sorry, one of them vets on the back end of the bench. I know people don't want to lose their job, and I ain't trying to wish nobody to get fired. Everybody got to feed their family. But if you want to take this league to the next level, Caitlin Clark can't be the only one out this class. You have to get multiple stars out this class to push to the next level. Like you said, they had a Magic and a Bird. You need 2 people. It can't be nobody that's already in the league because it ain't worked so far. You got to be 2 fresh faces. These 2 women have already carried the weight of the college basketball, pulling over double-digit million views. They pull more views than what y'all doing in the season and in games. Your highest-rated game, the finals, they doubling what y'all viewership is. Don't mess this up, because if they go and out of 15 players, Caitlin Clark, the only person that's still on the roster, you're done. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. The amount of scrutiny they will receive, they will never come back from it. It's gonna be over with.
Yes.
But another great show, as always, Sean. Appreciate you guys watching as always. Shout out to the sponsor, Swift Energy. Use code RTOFD to get 20% off your order. SB, you support your Chicago Sky? Yeah, of course. That's why Candace Parker to go. Of course. I feel like the best chance. Well, yeah, this is a best chance. It is, bro. It is. If they don't do it now, you're done. You're 100% done. You're done. But episode 67, Sean, I did not look up an athlete to 67, and I could not find one. Do you have one for number 67?
I do not have one.
For 67.
I do not have one, yeah.
Okay. Now, plan B always either give me a 60-point performance game or give me something with a player related to the number 6 or number 7. Go. What you got? Or give me a game performance of a player with a number either 6, 7, 60, something like that. Like, I'll give you an example. I'll go number 6.
Okay.
I'll take LeBron James down 3-2, and I have never seen You know, because you a Heat fan. LeBron was on a different level. That game was it game what?
It was game 6. It was game 6.
Good God Almighty, that was man. I ain't never seen it. That's probably one of the best basketball performances I ever seen in my life. Like that man was going bonkers on them. So I'm gonna go take the 6 at 6-7. I'm going LeBron James game 6. So I'm play with number 6 and game 6. Performance.
Yeah, I mean, given the stakes and obviously, you know, the moment and you had the Stephen Capanes and, you know, talking about they were going to break up the big 3 if they didn't make it, you know, win. That is like, shut up.
Now, Chris Paul was on the D-Wade coming out saying Chris Paul was on the way after that year, so we need a point guard.
Yeah,
so they could trade LeBron to the Hornets. That's crazy.
Yeah, like, come on, man. We're not doing that. But no, you know, let me give a shout out to a throwback. Game 7, Bill Russell, 30 points, 40 rebounds. You know, obviously wasn't alive for the game, but you know, when you do that in game 7, you know, give a shout out to that. So yeah,
Bill Russell game 7. I like that. Number 7 game 7. I like that. Yeah, and number 6 in play. You hit both of them on the head, Sean. I like that. Appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for watching the show. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys like, make sure you guys share, make sure you guys subscribe. See you guys on Monday. Make sure you be looking through the channel out for videos when we drop it. If you go want to talk about something, make sure you look for the mailbag, or let me know, comment on the photos or comment on the video, leave a comment, and we'll answer it on the next show during the next time.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you guys watching. This has been Real Takes Over Fake Debates with Sbtalksports and Sean Webb. See you guys on Monday.
Good weekend.
Good weekend, man.